What's going on? Welcome to Blockchain Tech and Finance News with me, your host, KinToshi. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. Did I say Blockchain Tech and Finance News? It's not news. It's just Blockchain Tech and Finance. And I'm reading the news. All right. And I do it whenever I want, when I want. But at least try and do it every day. I know before we were sticking to morning schedules. And it's possible. But why burn myself out? Why be unhappy? Those are questions that don't even need answers, right? So, we're going to start with the market cap. Move these keyboards around, and mouses, and all right, all set. Check the monitor levels. The monitor's probably working. I see the volume there. You can leave your feedbacks in the chats. I'll have all of these articles we read from and the recap on the YouTube side. So otherwise, let's go right on into it. We have the Dow down 0.4%, S&P 500 down 0.7%, NASDAQ down 0.92%, the VIX up 0.39%, gold is down 1.10%, and oil is down 1.59% in the Europe markets. We have the FTSE 100 up 0.2%, the DAX down 0.99%, the CAC 40 down 0.64%, the FTSE MIB down 0.76%, the IBEX 35 down 1.54%, the Stock 600 down 1.07%. In the Asian markets, with the Asia Dow down 1.72%, the Nikkei 225 down 0.06%, Hang Seng down 3.08%, Shanghai down 0.19%, Sensex down 0.11%, Singapore down 1.23%. In the FX Forex markets, we have the Euro down 0.33%, the Yen down 0.08%, the Pound down 1.45%, the Australia Dollar down 0.52%, the DXY Index up 1.14%, WSJ IDX is up 1.37%. In the rates market, we have the US 10-year up 0.032, up 0.029 points, up Germany 10-year up 0.0941 points, up Italy 10-year up 0.0569 points, Spain 10-year up 0.074, UK 10-year up 0.063, Japan 10-year up down 0.0052. I don't know why I was saying points, but the DJIF futures is down 0.33%, S&P futures is down 0.44%, NASDAQ futures is down 0.61%, gold futures is down 1.14%, silver futures is down 1.09%, the crude oil futures is down 1.6%. In the crypto markets, we have Bitcoin $20,000 and $20,282 per BTC is up 0.45%. Ethereum is $1,550.77 in USD per ETH is up 2.47%. XRP up 1.10%. Bitcoin Cash up 2.85%. Litecoin is up 3.37%, and Monero USD is up 2.73%. So it's a big green day for crypto, and they're tying that into the Fed rate increases. So let's go right into the news here for the day. Not the news, just the things I'm reading. Well, not even call it news. Again, I'm dropping the word news because some people are just like F the news kind of sentiment, but so that headline article might just like deter people from even like looking or watching or informing or knowing anything going on about anything. So it's just blockchain tech and finance, where we read the news. JP Morgan executives' first DeFi trade on public blockchain is from Braden Lindria, writer for Cointelegraph. The Moss chief fintech officer said the success test was a big step towards enabling more efficient and integrated global finance networks. Multinational banking firm JP Morgan has successfully executed its first ever cross-border transaction using decentralized finance DeFi on a public blockchain. The trade was facilitated by the Monetary Authority of Singapore's MAS Project Guardian on November 2nd, which was established as part of the pilot program to explore potential decentralized finance DeFi applications in wholesale funding markets. In other words, the pilot was another step into examining how traditional finance institutions can use tokenized assets and DeFi protocols to conduct financial transactions. Among other use cases, Singapore's largest bank, DBS Bank, Tokyo-based banking firm SBI, Digital Asset Holdings and Business Leadership Platform Oliver Wyman Forum, also just took part in the pilot program. The trade was executed on Ethereum Layer 2 network Polygon using a modified version of the AAVE protocol's smart contract code. MAS said that a live cross-currency transaction was conducted involving tokenized Singaporean dollar and Japanese yen deposits, along with a stimulated exercise of buying and selling of tokenized government bonds. So that's awesome right there, because it's awesome because it's being used. I accidentally just deleted all the news articles. Let me bring them back over. But what I'm saying is this is really cool news because it is utility of blockchain in the finance sector for banking. But more so, my main point is that this is utilizing the Polygon network, the layer 2 scaling of Ethereum. So Ethereum has a lot going on. It has high transaction gas fees at times. Even with the proof of stake migration from proof of work, there's still going to be periods of congestion, especially if there's a lot of art minting, minting, and transactions taking place. Ethereum is going to have higher gas fees, which is still probably cheaper than some other things for wires and things like that in the banking sector. Which this blockchain protocol as a utility, a tool for the banking and transactions of finance to be more affordable and cost less. So that's what Polygon does here. So the scaling and the utility of Polygon Layer 2 allows for the bridge to Layer 2 to use Polygon to settle these transactions and then bridge those settlement amounts back to the Ethereum main chain, and then from Ethereum main chain you can store it into USDC or maybe some government cryptocurrency token that's minted onto the Ethereum blockchain, programmed onto the Ethereum blockchain, let's say it that way, right? In a smart contract code set. That is the code that is behind the cryptocurrency, the payment settlement. Like USDC has what's called a smart contract code behind the asset itself. And each USDC equals $1. So anyways, Tyrone Lobban, head of blockchain launch and Onyx Digital Assets at JP Morgan's Onyx business unit, shared the news on Twitter on November 2nd, noting the tokenized SGD deposits were the first issuance of tokenized deposits by a bank. While JP Morgan has executed its first live trade on a public blockchain using DeFi, tokenized deposits, and verifiable credentials, part of @Moss_SG product, I think that's a Twitter thing, Project Guardian. Many world firsts here, and since this is public, here is a transparent on what we did, whatever. And transparency. Here's a transparency of what we did, or something. Mass Chief FinTech Officer Sopnedu Mohanty said it was a big step toward more efficient financial networks, and the latest pilot has helped develop the country's digital asset strategy, commenting the live pilots led by industry participants demonstrates that with the appropriate guardrails in place, digital assets and decentralized finance have the potential to transform market capitals. Omar Farouk, the CEO of Onyx by JP Morgan, a business unit within the asset management firm that focuses on blockchain technology, told Bloomberg on November 2nd that JP Morgan's on-chain transaction was the first time that a major bank, possibly any bank, had tokenized deposits on a public blockchain. DeFi lending protocol AAVE also commented on the new pilot, adding that the DeFi trade is a huge milestone for the industry as it represents a massive step towards bridging traditional finance assets to DeFi. Project Guardian was the first officially launched in May 2022, which came about a month after a partnership was made between JP Morgan and DBS to build a new blockchain interbank platform to complement the work of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. The milestone comes as many of the largest financial players have predicted big things to come for blockchain-based tokenization of real-world assets. Boston Consulting Group estimated the total size of tokenized illiquid assets will reach $16.1 trillion by 2030 in a September 2022 report, while Cynthia Wu, Chief Operating Officer of digital asset service platform Matrixport, recently told Cointelegraph that almost everything could be tokenized in 5 to 10 years, and that non-fungible tokens could be the instrument used to represent off-chain assets like real estate deeds, equities, and bonds. Right. JP Morgan executes the first DeFi trade on a public blockchain. Let's go on to the next article here. Make sure the monitors are working and all that jazz. This is from CNBC in the cryptocurrency sector. This is from Sheila Chiang, writer for CNBC. Singapore wants to be a hub for blockchain and finance, just not speculative crypto trading, MAS says. The key points here is Singapore has ambitions to become a global cryptocurrency hub, but has not been friendly toward cryptocurrencies due to their volatile and speculative nature, sending mixed signals to the industry. Singapore wants to be a hub for digital assets, just not for trading and speculating in cryptocurrencies, Ravi Menon, managing director of the Monetary Authority of Singapore, said at a Singaporean fintech festival. The city-state has shown its approval for blockchain technology and has embarked on various projects such as Project Ubin and Project Guardian, which test blockchain applications in financial services. Singapore still wants to be a hub for digital assets, but not one for speculating on cryptocurrencies, says Ravi Menon, managing director of the Central Bank of the Monetary of Singapore. If a crypto hub is about experimenting with programmable money, applying digital assets for use cases, or tokenizing financial assets in case to increase efficiency and reduce risk of in financial transactions, yes, we want to be a crypto hub, said Menon in his opening addresses at the Singapore Fintech Festival in 2022 on Thursday. Tokenizing a financial asset involves converting its ownership rights into digital tokens. DBS Bank is testing out Singapore's first digital money live pilot for government vouchers, enabling merchants to program and self-execute the distribution and usage. But if it's about trading and speculating in cryptocurrencies, that is not the kind of crypto hub we want to be, said Menon. Singapore has ambitions to become a global crypto hub, but has been cracking down on the industry after many retail investors lost their life savings to crypto trading. The city-state has repeatedly warned that cryptocurrency trading is highly risky and not suitable for the general public due to its volatile and speculative nature. It even banned crypto advertising in public areas on social media in January 2021 and proposed new measures to protect retail investors recently following the $60 billion collapse of Terra Luna. Terra's Luna. Still, Singapore has openly shown its approval for blockchain technology and has embarked on various projects. Those include Project Ubin, which successfully completed its experiment using blockchain for the clearing and settlement of payments and securities. Another, Project Guardian, which recently completed its first industry pilot that involved DBS Bank, JP Morgan, and SBI Digital Assets Holding conducting transactions of tokenized foreign exchange and government bonds. Project Guardian's first pilot has demonstrated the potential for reducing risk in executing trades, said Menon. These projects strive to increase efficiency in the product value chains, lower efficient issuance and servicing costs, and improve transparency and accessibility. We believe Project Guardian can help pave the way for the next evolution of financial markets in Singapore, said Menon. MAS will be following up with 2 new industry pilots, one with Standard Chartered Bank, leading to an initiative to explore the issuance of tokens linked to trade finance assets, and the other with HSBC and UOB working alongside MarketNote to enable native digital issuance of wealth management products. In his speech, Menon also announced that the MAS will be launching Project Ubin, a global initiative on the cross-border exchange and settlement of foreign currency transactions using wholesale central bank digital currencies. Project Ubin was first started in 2016 and is the launch pad for the development of Partior, a blockchain-based payment clearing and settlement network by DBS Bank, JP Morgan, and Temasek. All right. Singapore wants to be a hub for blockchain and finance, just not speculative crypto trading, MAS says. Let's go on to the next news article here. The MicA Bill contains a clear warning for crypto influencers. The European Union's crypto regulation bill, set to be made law following some additional steps, contains a section that could impact many crypto influencers. From writer Luke Huigsloot for Cointelegraph, whatever. The European Union bill aiming to regulate cryptocurrencies could result in crypto influencers being charged with market manipulation if they fail to disclose potential conflicts of interest. The Markets in Crypto Assets MicA Bill, which has been approved by the European Parliament Committee on Economic and Monetary Affairs on October 10th, is expected to be legislated after a few more hurdles. Patrick Hansen, stablecoin issuer Circle's Director of EU Strategy and Policy, has been closely following the passage of the bill and brought attention in a section on November 1st tweet that referred to public comments made without proper disclosure. In quote, crypto influencers beware. Commenting on crypto assets in social media without disclosure and profiting from the effects of that will be considered market manipulation in the EU once MicA is in the force. That's from Patrick Hansen. The section Hansen highlighted reads that voicing opinions on crypto assets after taking out positions on them and not disclosing that conflict of interest effectively could be regarded as market manipulation. The section is part of measures included within the MicA bill aiming to prevent insider dealing, unlawful disclosure of inside information, and market manipulation related to crypto assets in order to ensure the integrity of crypto asset markets. The passage has gained some interest from the crypto community. In a related post on Reddit's cryptocurrency subreddit suggests that the community is supportive, with the thread's top commenting stating, "Shilling certain projects and never taking responsibility for the losses they inflict upon people. It's about time those influencers got what they deserve." While MicA is unlikely to be fully applicable until 2024, it seems very likely to pass, with Hansen even referring to it as a pure formality following the finalization of the text on October 2nd. Afterward, the final text will be voted, once more a pure formality at this point, in the Parliament's Econ Committee, the Council, and finally the Parliament's plenary. Based on similar financial legislation, this could happen between December 2022 and January 23rd. So that MicA bill contains a clear warning for crypto influencers. This is from Cointelegraph. NFTs bridge music communities across genres and blockchain ecosystems. So we're going to go from blockchain news with some into the crypto. We went from blockchain news into cryptocurrency news, and now we are in blockchain news. We're back to blockchain news. No, we're going to do some NFT reading. What's going on in NFTs? A new NFT drop featuring music industry icons such as Snoop Dogg and Billy Ray Cyrus is bringing together music communities from across the genre spectrum, as well as blockchain networks. Non-fungible token NFTs are stepping into the wave of Web3 with utility capabilities and community building at the forefront. The new collection from the Mint NFT marketplace and metaverse entertainment platform Animal Concerts does this across the musical genre spectrum, as well as blockchain networks. The collection, Hardworking Man, features the crypto-savvy hip-hop star Snoop Dogg in combination with country music icons Billy Ray Cyrus and Avila Brothers. The collection features Physite digital experiences with digital artwork, as well as in-person concert perks, unbothered building and trudging through the NFT bear market. Hardworking Man collection, whatever that means. Colin Fitzpatrick, the founder and CEO of Animal Concerts, highlighted the major existing fan bases of all three artists involved in the collection and how Web3 provides these existing communities the tools to evolve. The cross-genre collaboration will premiere on the new Minted Launchpad platform. Minted Launchpad falls in line with the idea of cross-genre collaborations, as it allows users to mint, purchase, and trade NFTs, which are native to both Ethereum and Chronos blockchain. Additionally, a select number will also be able to mint on Crypto.com NFT at the end of Q4 2022. Such collections not only bridge gaps between genres and blockchains, but as Matt Wan, the director of Minted, commented, it will also serve to bridge the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 users. Users active on the Minted Launchpad platform will be able to browse digital assets collections from both ecosystems. Initially, a Hardworking Man was announced in April this year with additional collaboration with Cointelegraph for the artwork. Snoop Dogg has been known for his involvement in crypto scene through various NFT projects and even turning Bored Ape Yacht Club avatars into a music video. Similarly, NFTs have catered to fans across various genres, such as opera, with NFTs focusing on classical music, on the classical music community, and country music with Dolly Parton's Dollyverse. However, the country and hip hop crossover brings to light how Web3 can take fan bases typically exclusive to their distinct genres and create entirely new communities. Tools such as music NFTs have the power to transform listeners and fans into an active ecosystem. One moment. All right, so that's NFTs bridge music communities across genres and blockchain ecosystems. This next article is from Cointelegraph. Come one, come all, Meta to bring NFT minting and trading to Instagram. Let's go. The end of an end-to-end toolkit for creators to make, show, and sell digital collectibles is coming to the social media platform Instagram. Social media platform Instagram is set to introduce a number of non-fungible token NFT-related tools that will allow creators to mint, show, and sell NFTs. Instagram parent company Meta said on November 2nd during its Creator Week 2022 event that the platform would allow its creators to make digital collectibles and sell them both on and off Instagram. Meta says creators will have an end-to-end toolkit for creating, showing, then selling NFTs within the platform, and has chosen the Polygon blockchain as initial partner for its functionality. There we go again. More Polygon. Awesome. It says a small group of United States-based creators will be eligible to test. I'll say this real quick. Polygon is the oldest. I think it's the first, right? Yeah, right. Basically, yeah. Polygon Matic is the first and basically the only tried and tested and true layer 2 scaling of Ethereum blockchain as a sidechain. I know there's some other new thing or something, but I don't know. Stick with Polygon. It says a small group of United States-based creators will be eligible to test the new features, and expansion to other countries will follow, but provided no information on when this would take place. In addition to its current lineup of supported blockchains that include Ethereum, Flow, and Polygon, Meta also revealed its support for the Solana blockchain and its popular Phantom wallet. Support for video NFTs will also be added, in metadata such as names and descriptions for select NFT collections will be pulled from NFT marketplace OpenSea. Meta's head of commerce and financial technology, Stephanie, Casriel said Meta won't charge fees to create or sell NFTs until 2024, and blockchain gas fees for buyers will be covered by Meta at launch, but didn't clarify how long the launch timeline would be. Casriel said NFT transactions would still be subject to App Store fees, referring to Apple's 30% commission on NFT sales that has drawn heavy criticism for being more expensive than the average 2.5% commission enforced by NFT marketplaces such as OpenSea. So it's very interesting. Yeah, Instagram's going to embrace that. Well, a lot of people are fighting against that, but they're just going to embrace it, and most likely Apple will probably have to budge and change that if they really want to continue business accordingly, with like scaling and making more revenues rather than less. With this, buyers seemingly won't be able to purchase Instagram's NFTs using crypto. It's also, I understand the sentiment that yes, they want to keep like a leverage of probably legitimate apps being built on here, and so deterring away just kind of cash grab nothing apps and stuff that are doing NFTs as well. I understand that aspect. Keeping the platform safe as well. I get it. With this, the buyers seemingly won't be able to purchase Instagram NFTs using crypto through the Instagram app, as both Apple and Google only support in-app purchases using fiat currencies, and both forbid buttons, external links, or other actions that give users a way to circumvent their commissions. Yeah, they'll take that app right off of the store if that happens. Meta has not released how much a commission it plans to take from NFT sales, nor that what its creator royalties system will look like. It's unknown if it will follow the recent pushes from NFT marketplaces to move to opt-in royalty models. Yeah. Cointelegraph contacted Meta for clarification on its commission and royalties structure, but did not immediately receive a response. Basically be like maybe it's either going to have the creator fees there, so a creator fee can receive secondary royalties, especially if their NFT was free, and it begins trading thereafter. It might be an opt-in, like a toggle button that can be like, does the payer want to enable the royalties or not. So typically it'd be best to enable the royalties like that. So let's go on to the next article. Next one is from Yahoo News. China bringing industrial policy to the metaverse. This is from Mary Hui, writer for Yahoo Finance. When the Chinese government judges a sector important and sets about shaping its development, it turns to a tried and tested economic strategy, industrial policy. Now China is bringing that strategy to the metaverse. The Chinese Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, MIIT, this week published a 12-page plan linked to Chinese on, that's the 12-page in Chinese, on developing the virtual reality VR sector and integrating VR with industrial applications like manufacturing. The world's first national metaverse industrial policy? The MIIT document is China's first national level development plan for the VR sector, according to the financial news site Yakai. Previously, official efforts to direct state resources toward developing a metaverse mostly took place at the city level. MIIT did issue a set of guiding opinions on developing the VR industry back in late 2018, linked to Chinese in this article here. So again, I'll have all these articles on the YouTube recap video so you can research more and read through at your own due diligence. But that document predated mainstream discussions of the metaverse, which did not take off until Facebook, now Meta, Microsoft began publicly discussing the concept in 2019. How supply chain disruptions will affect the metaverse. Although the latest document doesn't explicitly use the term metaverse, it does discuss at length numerous technologies that building a metaverse could rely on, such as head-mounted near-eye displays and eye and gesture tracking technology. And just because the metaverse lives in the virtual realm doesn't mean it can't escape the supply chain snarls of the physical world. Doesn't mean it can escape the supply chain snarls of the physical world. The MIIT plan recognizes this. It says that China should aim for resilience by making its own breakthroughs in key software and hardware so as to ensure domestic access to VR equipment and components. The plan set a target of cultivating 100 innovative and influential backbone enterprises in the VR field and developing 10 pilot cities and industrial parks to demonstrate the industrial integration of VR and AR technologies in fields like media, education, mining, and natural disaster management. More broadly, MIIT calls for directing national-level funds to nurture the VR sector and encourages the development of little giants in VR, a nod to another industrial program that offers subsidies, priority access to loans, and other preferential policies to small and medium-sized firms picked up by the government for their special products and know-how in strategic sectors. China's metaverse-related stocks surge. The Chinese government wants its domestic VR industry to hit 350 billion yuan, $48 billion in value by 2026, a six-fold increase from its level last year, according to the development plan. An index tracking metaverse-related Chinese listed stocks link is there, rose more than 5% on the news, and with some constituent stocks surging over 20%. AVIT Ltd and Shenzhen listed manufacturer of VR games and equipment saw its shares leap nearly 40% this week. For China, the metaverse represents an important emerging internet background. Establishing influence and dominance in this arena will be critical to achieving and maintaining Chinese technological prowess, according to state-supervised metaverse industry groups. Metaverse industry group. Chinese companies are investing heavily in the field. In August, Unity Technologies, a U.S. game developer whose products are increasingly used to develop AR and VR in the metaverse, struck a deal to form a Chinese joint venture called Unity China, valued at $1 billion. One of the joint venture partners is the Guangzhou headquartered PCI Technology, an AI firm specializing in facial recognition and video analysis. Other tech giants including Alibaba, TikTok's parent ByteDance, and the state-owned telecom firm China Mobile have also invested in Unity China. They have individually also directed other funds into the metaverse. China Mobile, for example, has a subsidiary dedicated to creating digital VR and AR content. In March, Alibaba led a $60 million investment round into Nreal, a Chinese manufacturer of augmented reality glasses. All right, so China is bringing industrial policy to the metaverse. Let's go. I got some MIT news here. Next, this is some technology news. So we're going to shift out of metaverse, NFTs, crypto, blockchain, and we're going to go into some tech news, and then we're going to go to finance news and close the stream for the day. Using sound, we got some some world news. No, we have a piece of finance news, then world news. Yeah, using sound to model the world. This machine learning system can simulate how a listener would hear a sound from any point in the room. This is from writer Adam Zewe. Imagine the booming chords from a pipe organ echoing through the cavernous sanctuary of a massive stone cathedral. The sound of a cathedral goer will hear its affected. The sound a cathedral goer will hear is affected by many factors, including the location of the organ, where the listener is standing, whether any columns, pews, or other obstacles stand between them, what the walls are made of, the location of windows or doorways, etc. Hearing a sound can help someone envision their environment. Researchers at MIT and the MIT IBM Watson AI Lab are exploring the use of spatial acoustic information to help machines better envision their environments too. They developed a machine learning model that can capture how any sound in a room will propagate through the space, enabling the model to simulate what a listener would hear at different locations. By accurately modeling the acoustics of a scene, the system can learn the underlying 3D geometry of a room from sound recordings. The researchers can use the acoustic information their systems captured to build accurate visual renderings of the room, similarly to how humans use the sound when estimating the properties of their physical environment. In addition to its potential applications in virtual augmented reality, this technique could help artificial intelligence agents to develop better understandings of the world around them. For instance, by modeling the acoustic properties of the sound in its environment, an underwater exploration robot could sense things that are farther away than it could with vision alone, says Yilun Du, a grad student at the Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science, EECS, and co-author of a paper describing the model. Most researchers have only focused on a modeling vision so far. So we got the paper there too. That's cool. I'll have this link, like I said, in the YouTube video. You can research at your own due diligence. Let's see. I want to see how long this. Okay, so it's not too. Let's go through some strong points here, right? Most researchers have only focused on modeling vision so far. But as humans, we have multimodal perception. Not only is vision important, but sound is also important. I think this work opens up an exciting research direction on better utilizing sound to model the world. Du says, joining Du on the paper, there's people here from MIT, different departments, joining the paper there. Sound and vision. In computer vision research, a type of machine learning model called an implicit neural representation model can be used to generate smooth, continuous reconstructions of 3D scenes from images. This model utilizes neural networks which contain layers of interconnected nodes or neurons that processes data to complete a task. The MIT researchers employed the same same type of model to capture how sound travels continuously through a scene. But what they found that vision models benefit from a property known as photometric consistency, which does not apply to sound. If one looks at the same object from two different locations, the object looks roughly the same. But with sound, change locations in the sound one hears could be completely different due to obstacles, distances, etc. This makes predicting audio very difficult. The researchers overcame this problem by incorporating two properties of acoustics into their model: the reciprocal nature of sound and the influence of local geometric features. Sound is reciprocal, which means that if the source of a sound and listener swap positions, that the sound the person hears is unchanged. Additionally, that what one hears in a particular area is heavily influenced by local features, such as an obstacle between the listener and the source of the sound. I also think it's based on the structure of our ears and also our eardrums. I'm sure that has some sort of component in it, right? In acoustics and how we are hearing it based on the structure of our ears individually to each one human being to the next. Then, to incorporate these two factors, their model called a neural acoustic field NAF. They augment the neural network with a grid that captures objects and architectural features in the scene like doorways or walls. The model randomly samples points on that grid to learn the features at specific locations. If you imagine standing near a doorway, what most strongly affects what you hear is the presence of that doorway, not necessarily geometric features far away from you, but far away from you on the other side of the room. We found this information enables better generalization than a simple fully connected network, Luo says. From predicting sound to visualizing scenes, researchers can feed the NAF visual information about the scene and fuse spectrograms that show that what a piece of audio would sound like when the emitter and listener are located at a target locations around the room. Then the model predicts what the audio would sound like if the listener moves to any point in that scene. So yeah, output on an impulse response captures how the sound could change as it propagates to the scene. Researchers then apply the impulse response to different sounds to hear how those sounds could change as a person walks through the room. So if a song is playing from a speaker at the center of the room, and their model would show how the sound gets louder as a person approaches the speaker, and then becomes muffled as they walk out into an adjacent hallway. Yeah, most definitely, that's cool. When the researchers compared their techniques to the methods that model acoustic information, it generated more accurate sound models in every case. And because it learned local geometric information, their model was able to generalize new locations in a scene much better than other methods. Moreover, what they found that applying the acoustic information to their model learns to a computer vision model can lead to a better visual reconstruction of the scene. I feel like this is just leaning towards virtual things, gaming, metaverse things, still all in that standard of why they're working with these technologies, but also just general studies and something in real life as well. Only when you have a sparse set of views, using these acoustic features enables you to capture boundaries more sharply, for instance, and maybe this is because to accurately render the acoustics of a scene, you need to capture the underlying 3D geometry of that scene, Duo says. The researchers plan to continue enhancing the model so it can generalize to brand new scenes. They also want to apply this technique to more complex impulse responses in larger scenes, such as entire buildings or even a town or city. See, this is cool, right? Town or city. Noise levels. That, to me, in acoustics, maybe this research has some credibility, and everything they're doing can have credibility in a larger scale of sound control and things like that, and how things are heard. This new technique might open up new opportunities to create multimodal immersive experience in the metaverse application. So I said metaverse, obviously. Because if we're in a metaverse walking around and we're in a concert hall, we're inside the concert hall. If the audio is only you go into one round port of a metaverse entire build to go to a concert, and it's just blaring the music the whole time, but it's the concert actually is being shown inside a metaverse building, but as soon as you go into the metaverse, you're walking around outside the building, and it's just all you hear is the music or something. But with this approach, it's yes, you're outside of a building, then you go into the building. And when you're outside the building, the acoustics are different. You can hear it, playing inside there, but it's and then you go, and then drum and bass or something. Then you go into the building, and then that's when it's, the sound is immersive for things like the metaverse applications as gone. My group has done a lot of work on using machine learning methods to accelerate acoustic simulation or model the acoustics of real-world scenes. This paper by Chuang Gan again and his co-authors is clearly a major step forward in this direction, says Dinesh Manocha, the Paul Chrisman Arab professor of computer science and electrical and computer engineering at the University of Maryland, who is not involved with this work. In particular, this paper introduces a nice implicit representation that can capture how sound can propagate in real-world scenes by modeling it using a linear time invariant system. The work can have many applications in AR and VR as well as real-world scene understanding. This work is supported in part by the MIT IBM Watson AI Lab and the Tian Kuo and Christy Chen Institute. Cool beans there. So this is our tech piece of news for the day. Let's go into the finance news. Yahoo Finance. Stock market news live update. Stocks tumble after Powell's slower but higher cues. This is from writer Alexandra Semenova, reporter, editor for Yahoo Finance. Reporter for Yahoo Finance. U.S. stocks sank lower early Thursday as Wall Street reeled from assertions by Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell that hopes for a policy pivot were premature after the central bank delivered a fourth consecutive interest rate hike of 75 basis points. The S&P 500 fell 1.2% at open after the index plunged 2.5% in the previous session, its worst loss on a Fed day since January 2021. Per Bloomberg data, the Dow Jones Industrial Average (DJI) shed 280 points, or 0.9%, and the technology-focused Nasdaq Composite IXIC was off by 1%. Meanwhile, Treasury yields ascended with the key 10-year note inching towards 4.2% and the rate-sensitive 2-year yield above 4.7%. And the U.S. dollar index also moved higher. The S&P 500's 2.5% loss Wednesday marked its 54th decline of 1% or more in 2022, the worst downside volatility since 2009, according to the compound advisor Charlie Bellello. There's some charting there. U.S. investors had also their attention on action across the Atlantic, with the Bank of England following suit on the Fed's move, also raising interest rates by 0.75 of a percentage point. Wednesday's increase brings the Fed's benchmark policy rate, the Fed's federal funds rate, to a new range of 3.75% to 4%, its highest level since 2008. Although the move came in line with expectations, stocks sank after Powell indicated officials may lift interest rates above the 4.6% previous estimated, signaling further tightening is certain. Even after the policy statement implied hikes may be smaller in size. The market initially viewed the November Federal Open Market Committee (FOMC) statement as dovish, but a hawkish press conference caused almost a full reversal of these moves due to comments that the ultimate level of interest rates will be higher than previously expected, and it is premature to think about pausing rate hikes. Economists at Bank of America, led by Michael Gapin, said the FOMC's statement also acknowledged the lagged effects of cumulative monetary tightening, suggesting heightened attention by the rate hike setting group to concerns over economic growth. Investors shift their attention now to the all-important jobs report at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday. That's tomorrow. Figures from the Labor Department are projected to show a payroll gain of 190,000 for October, according to Bloomberg estimates. The print, if realized, would mark a drop off of numbers seen across the pandemic recovery, but reflect still robust hiring, with pre-COVID payrolls averaging 150 to 200,000 per month. Powell also said in his speech that the labor market continues to be out of balance, with demand substantially exceeding the supply of available workers. In corporate news, Elon Musk is reportedly planning to slash roughly half of Twitter's workforce. Let's see what more. On the earnings side, shares of QCOM sank roughly 8% on Thursday morning after the smartphone chipmaker issued a forecast that fell below estimates, citing macroeconomic headwinds and COVID lockdowns in China. Shares of Roku plunged 15% after the company warned of economic pressure and weakness in advertising sales, while also forecasting wider than expected loss for the current quarter. Etsy shares rallied 8% in extending trades after the online marketplace reported third quarter revenue that beat analyst expectations. So yeah, that's this. Here, stock market news live update. Stocks tumble after Powell's slower but higher cues. Let's go on to the next piece of news here. And the last piece of news, we're going to close out the stream for the day. I'll be back tomorrow with more news. This from the BBC News. North Korea, Pyongyang fires suspected ICBM. This from writer Tessa Wong in Seoul and Yvette Tan in Singapore. For the BBC News. North Korea has fired intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM, but it failed mid-flight, says the South Korean military. The ICBM launched the North's 7th this year, sparked an alert in Japan, but fell short landing in the sea. Tensions are escalating amid fears the North will soon conduct a nuclear test. On Wednesday, both New Koreas fired missiles near each other's waters. The exchange saw the most number of missiles launched by the North in a single day. North Korea's multiple launches come as the U.S. and South Korea are staging their largest ever joint air drills, which Pyongyang has strongly criticized as aggressive and provocative. On Thursday, North Korea fired a long-range missile at around 7:40 local. Okay, yeah, well, I don't need to read the times, but we get what's going on here. Basically, there's a missile that was fired. Let's see if there's any responses. The U.S. said the launch demonstrated the threat North Korea's missile program poses to neighbors and international peace and security. Our commitments to the defense of the Republic of Korea and Japan remain ironclad, a State Department spokesman said. Meanwhile, South Korea's Vice Foreign Minister Cheo Hyun-dong and U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman said the launches were deplorable, immoral, during a phone call on Thursday, according to South Korea. After the ICBM launched, the U.S. and South Korea agreed to extend their joint air drills beyond their scheduled end date of Friday, South Korea's Air Force said. Kim Jong-un points. Kim Jong-un wants America's attention. What are North Korea's real nuclear capabilities? It comes just after a month after North Korea launched a ballistic missile over Japan, the first time it had done so in 5 years. The North has tested a record number of missiles this year as tensions have risen. Despite crippling sanctions, Pyongyang conducted 6 nuclear tests between 2006 and 2017 and is believed to be planning a 7th. It has continued to advance its military capability in breach of United Nations Security Council resolutions to threaten its neighbors and potentially even bring the U.S. mainland within striking range. Wednesday launches saw one of Pyongyang's ballistic missiles cross the northern limit line and an NLL, a distributed maritime border between the Koreas. The land outside of South Korea territorial water. It landed outside of South Korea's territorial waters, but it was the closest a North Korean missile got to the border. Seoul responded with warplanes firing 3 air-to-ground missiles that also crossed the disputed maritime demarcation line. It fired a total of 23 missiles on Wednesday. South hits back as North Korea fires most missiles in a day. Why Kim Jong-un applying the pressure? So these are some different articles there. And they were launched from various points across the country, according to Kim Jong-dae, a visiting scholar of Yonsei Institute for North Korean Studies. South Korea and the U.S. believe that if they find the starting point of the provocation, they can precisely strike it. But there is starting points all over North Korea, and North Korea is posing multi-dimensional, systematic, and simultaneously threats that they can fire missiles anywhere on their land. This is a situation which we've seen for the first time, as local news. He told local news channels YTN, with accelerated activity from North Korea since late September, the end of this is likely to be the 7th nuclear test. To prove their nuclear capabilities and determination, Park Won-gon, North Korean studies professor at Ewha Women University, told the BBC, it's unrealistic to expect North Korea to denuclearize, as it wants de facto nuclear states to sit on the negotiation table within the United States. So that's the closing out of the news today. North Korea, Pyongyang fires suspected ICBM. So that's all I've got. I'll have all these news articles on the recap on the YouTube side. You can read through at your own due diligence and research and read more. You can place your comments in there. What kind of news or articles you'd like to see featured on here, what projects and things like that for research you want to note about, and I'll look into them. And we'll maybe talk about it. All right. If that's it for the day, please do, on the YouTube side, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Have a great and safe rest of your day. Cheers, ciao, peace be with you. Onamashigas.